Bitcoin price drops. Market liquidity drying up. Short-term holders are anxious to get out of trouble. Where is the change inventory? Ethereum jumps below yuan 1,600. The giant whale took the opportunity to quickly buy the bottom. Market share lost to Blur. OpenSea struggles. Had to change royalty rules. After being arrested and imprisoned. SBF is still restless. See him in court in October. What does him want to do? Sun's reputation in the crypto space is not good. Suspected of being retaliated against. Change the world with cryptocurrency. Get our wealth code. Let's get rich together.
This is Media Blockchain. On Monday, August 21, I'm Michael. 8 o'clock this morning. After the end of the week, we have published member-only weekly reviews. So now Bitcoin price is a very important watershed. It is a pullback after a break and continues downward, or after reaching the support level, continue to attack. This is a very important choice. The week ahead may decide future of Bitcoin. End of year trends. Many people are asking why it fell. First, we see that SpaceX cut $370 million in Bitcoin. At the same time, Evergrande Group filing for bankruptcy protection in the US, and the Fed may continue to raise interest rates. These factors may lead to the currency price suddenly plummeted on the 18th, broke below the $25,000 mark. This is a record since the SKEX crash in November. Biggest one-day drop. Then after the price falls, everyone sees the liquidity of Bitcoin. I told you before, has been decreasing. Liquidity has shrunk significantly after the plunge. Then the current liquidity is as follows. Just sold for 163 Bitcoins, worth the equivalent of $12 million. Can lead to Bitcoin's price drops 1%. This data is in March. Silicon Valley Bank won a series of bank bankruptcy protection. What was the data at that time? To sell 856 Bitcoins. To be able to drop 1%, so to speak doubled. So prove here. Bitcoin is particularly vulnerable to, beyond the influence of emotions. It also proves that so far, it may be before the start of the bull market. Last drop. No doubt. The current situation of Bitcoin, very popular with short-term speculators. Obvious impact. Everyone see, if you own Bitcoin, less than 155 days, all your positions fall into the category 2.1 million Bitcoins in this range, at a loss. So if short-term players can't hold back to stop loss, will only lead to an exacerbation of the downward. At the same time, there are approximately 400,000 Bitcoins holding groups currently in a slightly profitable state, so those are also underlying selling pressures. If these players, if you want to decide to cash out, it will also lead to a further decline in the currency price. So these scenarios, we can't predict with certainty in which direction will the market turn. But if the currency price falls, which positions we must enter the market and buy bottoms. Please pay attention to our exclusive weekly review. But in the weekly review, there is something that can be revealed to everyone. The overall upward trend, although this week fell deep, but the upward trend remains unchanged. Then the data shows 2023 to present already has over $16 billion in new capital markets into Bitcoin. But the rate of growth, compared with the same period in 2021 and 2022, it's so small. Bitcoin now fell to around $26,000. Investor realized loss over $160 million. Now everyone can see the gap between the upper and lower bottom rails, just 2.9%, only twice in history, smaller than this gap. They happened in September 2016 and January 2023. At the same time, Bitcoin price volatility also fell to an all-time low. What does that mean? Investors on-chain willingness to sell Bitcoin reached the bottom of history. This is for stable prices is a good thing. The lower the volatility, then the colder the market, the more tired demand will shrink. Then the current market, undoubtedly in characteristics of a typical bear market. But every fool, isn't it just to reverse the train and come back to pick you up? Do you want to get on the train? Please press like. We'll sort out news you can't miss in 24 hours. Starting from last week's broad market, the consolidation began. We believed, downtrend at that time. It's obvious, our weekly review in nearly 3 or 4 weeks. Warn everyone of the decallback coming soon. Everyone saw that weekend start a new decline mode. plummeted 9%, approaching $25,000. Record since June. Latest low price. Current currency price. Consolidation around $26,000. And Ethereum also suffered heavy losses, falling below the $1,600 mark. The lowest point is $1,550. 24 hours down 1.3%. Current Ethereum price oscillating in the range of $1,660. But in this market downturn, a whale investor bucking the trend, buying Ethereum in a big way.
Yesterday, ETH fell to lowest level since mid-March. On-chain analysts detected addresses starting with Lin XARR from cryptocurrency trader Cumberland received 25,000 ETH, worth approximately $41.54 million 5 months ago. After the market fell the address, he received 27,000 ETH in the same way. Analysts speculate on the move could be a whale or an institution buying the bargain at Cumberland.
We're at the turning point where we should start to see over the next coming couple of months ETH starting to massively outperform.
Exactly what Raoul said. If this is the last drop in a bull market so far, now it is indeed a very good time to enter Ethereum market. But Raoul's bargain hunting behavior, indeed for the market, infused with a lot of confidence, the drop in the price of Ethereum, the market's reaction is also interesting. Some investors say, this fluctuation, just a short-term market reaction. They believe in the long-term prospects of Ethereum. Is bright. Plus now there are rumors in the market. SEC may approve both ETH application for multiple Ethereum features. If it can come true, nothing for the Ethereum community is a very big recognition, at least at the policy level. Ethereum is no longer a security. Of course all this need to wait for the official announcement from the SEC. We just walk and watch. In any industry, a dominance will definitely let consumers. In other words, the participants suffer a lot. The so-called big shot will deceive customers. Everybody knows. Apensa in the NFT trading field, highest high, accounted for 90% of the market share. At the end of last year, Blur is finally catching up with Apensa. When the total transaction volume reached by Apensa about 70% share, Blur will rise fast, will swallow the position of the boss of Apensa. Turns out Blur has a more competitive features than Apensa. That is optional. Set the percentage at which creators pay royalties. In contrast, mandatory royalties for Apensa designs. This is very uncompetitive. This leaves the Blur with more traffic and cheap transaction fees. It is clear, Apensa can't stand it now. Under pressure, also began to stop imposing mandatory royalties. This function.
Recent, OpenSea announces to disable the operator filter tool at the end of August, remove enforcement of creator royalties, pay optional. The reason is the lack of the entire participation in the NFT ecosystem, and the utility is low. The tool launched last November, designed to ensure that creators can be fully charged per transaction. 2.5% to 10% royalty, originated from the new model of optional payment at the time, did not allow creators to obtain due benefits, should change, owns $9 billion. Yuga Labs by Collectibles market cap, express this, will start canceling all updates to OpenSea and new series support, and will exit the market by February next year. NFT creators also in condemnation, including Deadfellas founder Betty, founder of Laser Cat Beat Cloud Cat, Luca Ness, founder of Pudgy Penguins, etc. They expressed their disappointment with the platform.
Eliminate mandatory royalties. Mean what? Means the artist. The original pipeline revenue has been reduced, or just disappear. So will this lead to the entire NFT world? Creator gone, because there is no guaranteed interest. Who will create NFT works with heart? This may affect the quality of the work, a slippery slope, but if excessive royalties are imposed, then the liquidity of NFT and its transaction volume will be affected by the depth and breadth. So in this industry, not yet fully competitive, or when the specification maybe really need one, organizations like trade unions to coordinate and unify the interests of all. I think it's fair play, protecting original motivation again. Very necessary move.
The Doghead Army Division moves SBF to stand trial in October. What are the odds? The family farce should end. It is the best policy not to participate in the Suncut project.
Okay, let's pay attention. SBF officer's lawsuit. After its skeks exploded, SBF spends $250 million bail. Got outright bail. This is the highest bail bond in history. After the bail money is spent, it's useless, because not long ago, SBF officer charged with trying to interfere with multiple witnesses, breach of bail conditions. Ultimately, the judge revoked the bail terms. SBF officer eventually returns to jail, locked up in a detention center in metropolitan Brooklyn. After just a week in jail, SB's lawyers in turn, to expedite the trial process, made a lot of demands to the court. Ask for anything. Let's listen.
SBF lawyer Christian Everdale, written to the U.S. District Judge last Friday. Louis Kaplan's letter stated, detention by SBF, making it impossible to properly review this huge case. When he was imprisoned in Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center, his case has a massive backlog. At the same time, Christian Everdale mentions, the government last week produced hundreds of thousands of pages of documents. This should have been made a few months ago. SBF if continued detention, it's impossible to finish it on schedule, so Everdale offered to allow SBF meets his lawyer in court and use a laptop with internet access. Will speed up the review process. This is for the planned start in October, necessary for a fraud trial.
SBF has never been honest. Everybody knows. After he was re-detained, what did you do? Not to mention intimidating witnesses. You dare to testify to me. I will do what you want. The other one is to go to the cell reporter, do an interview and write a report, trying to lead the trend of public opinion. Very dishonest. So a little request. I think it's suspicious, is why you use computer with internet access. Everyone knows digital assets transfer seamlessly as long as there is an internet connection. If the court can notify, I believe the judges need to make up for it. What are digital assets? What is Bitcoin? But then again, you have to admire SB's lawyer team. But really great. But just like in Dolong's song, these 3 inches of yellow mud, no matter how you wash it, it's a dirty thing. Court starts in October. To the final judgment, I believe in a very powerful lawyer team. Some of them are busy. Can he really wash black into white? We will continue to pay attention. Okay, let's talk about Sun. Justin Sun's reputation in the currency circle. It can be said to be mixed. In addition to the Chuck project, other projects, they all cheat the retail investors very badly. Since taking over Huobi, even more presumptuous, with the platform, like the Gull event Haiti liquidation, caused heavy losses to customers. Someone threatened, if you see Justin Sun at the Hong Kong Carnival, give him a slab, $50,000 reward. But the ending is definitely not the case. Everyone see, Justin Sun still holds it like an idol. What is said and done, is the difference really that big? Come on, a thing has been reported recently. I don't know if it's a joke, it's still a picture or it's real. Is Sun Yashan's ancestral grave in China? Looks like someone has dug it. Look at this thing.
To be honest, from this Twitter user called Kamikaze, watch the posted video. Somewhat spoof. First of all, the video is not very clear. The picture on the tombstone is more like pasted it with glue. What's even more outrageous is that on the ancestral grave, there is also the word Huobi. Is this Justin Sun's ancestor? Can still predict the profit. No Justin Sun in 2022. Do you want to take over Huobi? Although the video is full of loopholes, however, it still attracted the attention of people in the circle. Many big VS reported and comment. Most of the evaluations are based on Justin Sun's personal negative. Then for the matter, Justin Sun, quite an understatement.
I have a few opinions. First is this. Twitter called kamikaze. Want to catch some heat? Improve your reputation. Number of followers on Twitter. If we don't, we will report it. If it's true, I feel not only brainless, I'm very excessive. There is a saying that disasters are worse than family members. If resentment towards a person was involving his wife, children and parents, this kind of thing is very immoral. We will give severe condemnation. The second possibility is, Sun and kamikaze go produce some marketing events. For marketing, Sun, can you put your family's ancestral grave? Contribute to this topic. I have reservations, but everyone has a saying, don't forget. It's called a currency circle as deep as the sea. From now on, morality is a pacific. Check out Express in crypto space.
Friend taxes. It is already on the home page. Added friends trades function. Help users understand the network dynamics in real time. Bitmining announces second quarter financial data. Business in the second quarter. Revenue 74.9 million. 1.6% quarter-on-quarter. Main income comes from 65.9 million in mining operations, compared to the second quarter of 2022. Sign. It is reported that modular Layer 3 blockchain, Nautilus chain mainnet launched to improve the Nautilus chain early ecological user experience. It will temporarily provide free gas to an eligible address, issued to up to 5,000 addresses per day. Users with application requirements. Shibarian releases progress announcement. Security measures are currently being enhanced and deep test. Shibarian is currently in beta mode, already able to generate blocks normally. The team will continue to expand and test. Shibarian network reopened to the public today, according to Lucan-chain monitoring. Huang Liqin from Binance extract 367,028 ape, about $583,000. Since August, Huang Liqin extracted a total of 1.88 million ape, about $3 million.
Many friends regard our show as a window to understand the crypto space. I think we'll make a good bridge, and the role of the link. So for newbies who just enter the circle, popularize a few basic concepts. Without making jokes, Dabing refers to Bitcoin, Yutai refers to Ethereum, Yuzi is talking about EOS, Toizi corresponds to BJ. This front coin, then you know La Chuyo. Which coin does it represent? Tell your answer in the comment or can